Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Another late night post. As you can see, I'm in my PJs. I'm about to go right straight to bed after this. Okay, so, listen, we all know when we're on social media, Tubi has become like the butt of jokes because, a lot of the content on there, it's a lot of content. So I can't even say most of it on there, but there's content on there from people, up and coming filmmakers or people that are using their own resources to make films. They have their stuff on there, right? And so, because you have a limited budget, some things might not be able to get edited out. You see bad hair pieces sometimes. You see, you know, just stuff that you shouldn't see in a movie, right? Because it's like, why is this there? Blah blah blah. So my thing with Tubi though is it's a platform where you can put your things on. I want to say things, but your content on your movies. Like I don't think people understand how expensive it is to make a movie. Like even a low budget movie can still go past $1 million. Okay, so when you are using your phone or your own camera, your own little lights, and the whole thing costs maybe 5K, you got to find ways to pay people, blah, 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 blah. The movie might not be spectacular. The sound's going to be off sometimes. I've watched movies where, they have the music playing and it's drowned out, the people talking. It happens when you're doing your own stuff. You just have to slowly work your way up. So let's give these people a break, these creatives that are putting their content on here, because it's going to take some time, right? Also, Tubi pays people per view, I think. I don't know how much. I've looked into it myself because, like I said, there's this movie that I want to put out, but I definitely want to make sure I don't have, a whole lot of editing issues. But, I told myself this is a year that I'm going to do it. Like, we've been waiting too long, right? So if you see my stuff on Tubi and you can see somebody's foot sticking out the sofa and don't even worry about it. We working our way up, right? So anyway, as you can see on my thumbnail, it says, is Detroit, I'm sorry, the new Black Hollywood? And so the reason why I asked that is because there's a lot of content on Tubi that's based out of Detroit. There's a guy named Dennis Reed II, I believe. He has, I believe, a production company, and he does a lot of movies. If you're familiar with like I don't want to say hood movies, because not all of them are hood movies, but the Black Detroit movies on Tubi, you're familiar with people such as, I think her name is China. She's the Korean girl, but she actually grew up like with I think she was adopted by a black family, so no appropriation on her part. That is all her, right? The latest movie that I saw had her in it, and also Don from Black Ink Chicago. He's doing his acting thing now. I think he's been in a few plays. I'm going to watch a few more movies with him. So, I can definitely respect anybody trying to come up, and you just got to do what you got to do. So, we all know that Tyler Perry has a studio in Atlanta, right? So, with all these movies coming out of Detroit, I'm just wondering, is Detroit up next? When I Google Detroit and YouTube Detroit, because I do a lot of when I'm trying to find out about stuff, a lot of times I turn to YouTube because I like to see things from people's point of view, right? Versus some glossy commercial type thing, right? So the two, what's the word? Perspectives. The two perspectives I'm getting from Detroit whenever I look at stuff is, okay, there's a city where there's just a bunch of abandoned houses, a huge industry left, and it left a lot of people jobless. Then on the other hand, I also see there's these community gardens popping up all over Detroit, which I absolutely love. I love that. I actually saw a documentary about that. The whole documentary was about this garden they were building in Detroit, right? So, like I said, there's that. There's up and coming. They're rebuilding the city. It's a city back on a come up, because if you look at this history of Detroit, I would say around the time you had the Great Migration, which if you're not familiar with that, that is when a lot of Black Americans from the South moved to the Midwest and moved up north. A lot of times they moved straight up. I'll give you an example. I have family on my father's side is based in Alabama, right? So a lot of my cousins are in Ohio because it's a straight shot, right? On my mother's side, I have family in Arkansas. That family is in Michigan, straight shot. So around that time, I think right before the Great Migration, Detroit was like this bustling city. As we all know, the car industry was very huge up there. They actually still have like it's an abandoned huge where they used to make cars at, right? So anyway, during the Great Migration, you know, as Black people were moving up north, I think they're moving for various reasons. To escape racial discrimination, Jim Crow type laws, looking for work, better life, and things like that. So that's the history of Detroit back then. Now the past few decades, it's been rough. But so I'm seeing this parallel of, okay, you got a bunch of abandoned houses, a bunch of abandoned neighborhoods, but okay, we're building this up. And I'm always for the rebuilding of a city from the people that have been there. Not gentrification, but from the people that have been there, building their city back up. And so I'm rooting for Detroit in this. I would love for Detroit to be another Black Hollywood. Like, that's why I tell people, I know we make fun of Tubi movies and all that, but you got to start somewhere. So yeah, your movie costs, okay, $10K. It looks kind of cheap. The sound's a little off. The lighting's a little off, but let's keep it moving. Right? So any of us that are familiar with watching the Black movies on Tubi, there's like, they have actors and actresses that are pretty much in like most of the movies, which gives me the thought that there is a movie industry building in Detroit, right? So let's look out for that. This video is not going to be too long because, I mean, there's not so much I can say about it because I'm still doing my research on it. I actually am planning to take a trip up there just because I've always been kind of curious, because I'm going to be honest, before I started doing research, when I pictured Detroit, I pictured abandoned, leftover buildings and neighborhoods and the auto industry. And that's from the outside looking in. So I would definitely love to take a trip there, plan on take a trip there and look around. It would be even better to meet the creatives, the actors, actresses, the producers, the writers of these Tubi movies that are in Detroit. So hey, I'm gonna tag Detroit on here. If any of you who are in that industry, doing these YouTube movies, man, building this movie industry up in Detroit, holler at me, let me know, because I would love to work with you. I would love to meet, talk. Shoot, come on my channel, do a little interview with something. I'm trying to build my stuff up too. Before you know, I'm not going to always be in the dark with a ring light in my face. I'm going to have a studio and stuff too. So yeah, support. That's what it's all about. Support, building everybody up, building your things up, okay? I'm about to lay it down. The bed is calling my name. Shout out to my 55 subscribers, I believe. Thank you very much for sticking in there with me. Shout out to you. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and push that subscribe button. Push that like button too. Give me a little comment. Put it like this. Comment while I still can comment, because if I ever get to, you know, a whole bunch of views, I won't be able to, a whole bunch of comments, I won't be able to comment back, of course. So, well, it's just little old me and not too much going on. Go ahead, do that. As always, peace and blessings. Until next time, y'all stay safe.